Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing, seeing sunnier conditions than what we saw in the earlier morning briefing, but starting to see things warm up quite nicely with a temperature around 50 degrees and still seeing a slight breeze out of the south. Expecting a pretty nice day ahead today with some mild temperatures and dry conditions before we start to move into some cloudier and windier conditions as well as some rain chances moving through the area over the coming days. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We have this area of high pressure that's going to be receding off to the southeast, and an area of low pressure over the central part of Canada that's going to be tracking eastward with an upper level trough behind it and bringing a trailing cold front through the area, mainly as we get into the area or into the day and evening hours on Wednesday. But ahead of that, we'll see a tight pressure gradient keeping things breezy and a warm front bringing some rain chances through the area, and then of course some rain chances with that cold front moving through. If we look at the upper level winds this morning, we have winds out of the southwest near the surface around 30 knots, and seeing those winds shifting more westerly to west-northwesterly as we go up through the column, and seeing our peak winds of 47 knots around 20 to 25,000 feet. The freezing level today is at 6,600 feet. If we look at our current visible satellite, we see those clouds earlier this morning I moved out of the area, just seeing mainly high clouds streaming through the area, so plenty of sun out there and winds out of the south-southwest over the region. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model, again expecting a nice day as we move through the day today, mild temperatures, dry conditions, and as we go into the evening hours we'll see some increasing clouds going through the overnight into the morning hours on Tuesday. Very slight chance we see a light sprinkle here, as you can see some radar returns showing up with this model run. Not looking very likely, and if it does occur, not too impactful as this maybe just a few drops falling from the sky. But things remaining dry as we go into the start of the day, work day on Tuesday, likely seeing some partly cloudy conditions before we start to see an increase in clouds once again. Later in the day on Tuesday, as a warm front starts to lift through the area, we'll see some breezy conditions through the day on Tuesday as well, so likely seeing a wind advisory issued at some point during the day, and then later into the afternoon and into the evening hours we start to see some showers, scattered showers moving through the area and likely lingering as we go through the overnight into the early morning hours on Wednesday. Then we should see a break in that activity as we get and approach the sunrise time on Wednesday, but looks like a potential for another chance of some scattered light showers moving through as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday and during the morning hours. And then we should see another break in that activity as we zoom out here, look at the European model. Should see a break late morning into the afternoon hours as we start to see that upper level trough and cold front moving into the eastern part of the country, bringing another round of our best chance of seeing rain, more significant rain, late Wednesday into the overnight hours. And then that front pushes through. We see a quick return to more seasonable temperatures, and it should push that rain out of here likely not long after midnight Wednesday night, with things drying out and high pressure building into the area as we go through the day on Thursday as well as into Friday. Things looking mainly dry going through the remainder of the work week, but we start to see another disturbance lifting up from the southeast into our region as we get later in the day on Friday. GFS a little faster with the rain chances, but better consensus around the European solution here as rain chances likely hold off till after midnight Friday night, with some scattered light showers possible as we go through the morning hours and into the day on Saturday. And then things get a little more uncertain as we go to the day on Sunday. GFS has this weak area of low pressure developing as well as the European, but the GFS moves it out of the area as we go into the day on Sunday off to the northeast. As you can see, the European here keeps that weak area of low pressure kind of lingering around the region, and that has the potential to keep things unsettled for Sunday, but right now looking mainly dry for the day on Sunday. If we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, expecting green conditions over the next 24 hours. We'll keep those slightly breezy conditions out of the south-southwest to south, around 8 to 13 knots, gusting up to 20 knots as we go through the day today. Seeing those mild temperatures climbing up to around 57 degrees, and again, mainly partly cloudy and mostly sunny conditions. And then going into the evening time frame, we'll see an increase in those clouds, likely seeing a ceiling develop around 6,000 feet. We'll see those winds lighten up when those temperatures falling just to around 45 degrees, so it's right about the average high for this time of year. So very mild evening, and as we get into the start of the day on Tuesday, we'll see some partly cloudy conditions, and we'll start to see that breeze increasing out of the south-southwest at 9 to 14 knots. And tides are running normal today. And for our Tuesday, again, starting partly cloudy, and then we'll see increasing clouds through the day, and that warm front moving through the area, bringing a chance of some showers by late afternoon into the evening time frame, and we'll see some breezy conditions as well. And another very mild day with a high around 61 degrees, so we keep an orange risk for precip and those winds at or above 25 knots. That continues as we go into Tuesday evening with that wind risk becoming red, as well as the yellow risk for reduced ceilings of visibilities, expecting those wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour overnight Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We continue with a good chance of those showers moving through the area. Very slight chance we see a thunderstorm embedded with that shower activity, but another very mild evening with a low around 51 degrees. And then Wednesday we continue with mostly cloudy conditions, and we'll see that chance of some light showers early, and then likely see a break in that activity before the rain showers associated with that cold front start to move through later in the day and into the evening time frame. And once again, very slight chance of seeing some thunderstorms with that activity moving through later, and even a windier day for our day on Wednesday with those wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and a slightly warmer day with a high around 64 degrees. So we do continue with that orange risk for precip and a red risk for those winds that are above 25 knots. If we look at the extended forecast here, again, we end the work week with pretty nice conditions, more seasonable conditions, with our temperatures in the upper 40s to maxing out around 50, and our lows in the low 30s. We'll see increasing clouds Friday as that next disturbance potentially moves up into the region. Looking at about 40% chance of those showers moving through again late Friday night into the day on Saturday, and we'll see some milder temperatures return once again with a high around 57 degrees for Saturday. And then going into Sunday, again, some uncertainty there, but looking dry at this time with some partly to mostly cloudy conditions and some mild temperatures with a high around 58. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.